Good morning, beautiful people. Mic check, mic check. Hello. It's 8:07. I apologize for being late. I'm doing the best I can, thanks to Drake and his shenanigans. But good morning to you, or good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in the world. Some of you are seeing me twice in the same day. Yes. Yes, you saw me at 7 a.m. and now you're seeing me again later in your day. But yeah, like I said, it's 8:07 in the morning here. Um, Welcome. Hit that like button if you would. Make sure you change your chat settings if you're following along from top chat to live chat so that you can check all the good foolishness. Try not to comment in all caps because it's very distracting and aggressive and unnecessary. Much appreciated. Shout out to the best mod squad on the internet. Appreciate y'all for being here. Shout out to all the subscribers and shout out to all the members on Patreon and YouTube. Some of you know that we were here very late last night because Drake, like a little coward, waited until just about 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time before his amended lawsuit was filed. And I got that shit probably 30 seconds after it was filed. No bullshit. So some of y'all probably saw that. And if you saw that, you saw a little announcement. But if you didn't see it, you didn't see the little announcement, and that's okay. There's the little announcement. I wrote a book. It's called Bloodlines and Battle Rhymes, How a Rap Beef Became a Cultural Reckoning. See that coming soon? That means it's coming soon. There's a link in the description of this video. A lot of people watching the live after in the replay gang, shout out to y'all, missed this little detail, okay? So I'm going to say it again. Go to the link in the description. You're going to see a book. It's going to say sold out. It's not sold out. This is just a place setter, okay? The book is not published yet. It's just a place setter for me to get your email address. So you're going to go, you're going to scroll down, you're going to enter your email address. When the book does go on sale, you will get a notification. People are asking if it ships outside of the U.S. Yes, it is $16.99 in paperback. There will be extremely limited signed copies in paperback and hardcover for members of YouTube and Patreon. So if you want the regular paperback or you want a limited edition signed copy, go to the link, scroll down, enter your email address. You will get an email notification when the limited editions go on sale, and you will get an email notification when the book is available for purchase. So, I have a little goal. I'll tell you it later. We're going to meet it. I'm not worried because y'all are the shit. But I have a goal for initial print copy sales. And when we meet that goal, I will look at audiobook and ebook. So if you're wondering what the book is about, it's about this shit right here. It's about this biscuit head boy and Mr. Lamar. So appreciate your support and very glad to be able to capture everything over this last year. Okay, so there's that. All right. Okay, we did that part. I did my part. Shout out to everybody who is joining. Hit that like button if you will. Okay, so here's where we stand. Drake has revised his lawsuit. It's a doozy. Okay, there's also a link in the description. If you want to go back and catch the full replay, you can do that. This is the synopsis version. But he has revised his lawsuit. He filed it last night. So the first question people are probably wondering is, what does this mean for UMG's motion to dismiss? UMG's motion to dismiss in its current form is moot. Okay, they have until May 7th to amend and refile their motion to dismiss now that Aubrey has amended his lawsuit. And then, once UMG has submitted their revised motion to dismiss, Aubrey gets to respond to that. And then UMG gets to respond to his response. All of that will be concluded by June 11th on paper. And then on June 30th, there will be a hearing in front of a judge to argue the motion to dismiss. While that is pending, discovery continues. Discovery was not stayed, as UMG had requested. That's not a indication that anybody's going to win or lose anything. That's the judge saying, here's what the law says about when discovery should or should not happen. So discovery has begun. There will be fights over specific aspects of discovery. For people who thought UMG's motion to stay discovery was denied means Drake gets Kendrick's contract like that, that's not what that means. Discovery, in this case, goes from March 24th, so just a little while ago, to February 2026. For both sides. Okay. Drake, we've already seen Drake's first round of discovery requests. We don't usually see this kind of information. We only saw it because UMG attached it to their motion to stay. But now, UMG is going to be working on their own discovery requests and interrogatories and preparing for depositions, etc., etc. So that right now is the crux of where everything stands. Okay? Yeah. This is why I moved up the live by a half an hour, because I woke up. First of all, I went to bed ridiculously late, and then against my will, woke up very early. And after a little bit, I was like, I should bump up this live by a half an hour because I've already spent quite a bit of time being awake and doing things. $310 of you are watching. Hit that like button if you will. It's very helpful to the channel. It's a great way to support the channel. It's a great way to say thank you to me for being here with you at 8:16 in the morning. Yeah. Because I woke up at 4:58 and I went to bed at 1 o'clock. Yeah. We're almost to 16,000. We could do that in this live easily. We're like 7 away. So you could subscribe and we could hit that little milestone. That'd be sweet. The transport. Good morning, beautiful. Thank you for the $2 donation. The transporter says, why the right yelling black privilege so annoying? We don't pay them any mind. Well, actually, I pay them a great deal of mind, but those aren't the things that I focus on. This is what I was doing. 5:45 this morning. I was making graphics. Yes, I was. Oh boy. Because some folks make an appearance in this revised lawsuit in a very specific way. So I'm just going to go 10 down to 1, and then we'll go through each one. Okay? All right. Hold on. I need to grab something real quick. Just bear with me. Like I said, I'm doing my best, Tom. I'm doing my best. It's early as shit in this morning. in this morning hours. Number 10. Not Like Us. Caused a shooting and attempted a break-ins and assaults at Drake's house. It was the root cause, and it was foreseeable. Oh, this is out of order. I missed something. Oh, well, I missed one, but we'll go back. We'll use this. Okay, number 9. It was early. August 1, 2024. After the song, after the pop out, after the music video, Drake demanded that UMG retract all of the above from publication. There is a persistent claim out there that Drake has filed an injunction to get Not Like Us taken down, and he has not done that anywhere as of yet. Okay, all right. Number 8, adding Joe Budden as an authoritative voice on Kendrick's alleged use of bots against Drake to win the battle. Aside from the harm, number 7, aside from the harm caused to Drake, the artist, by the song, the image, and the video, Drake, the consumer, somebody who listens to music, was also harmed. Number 6, this nigga added Kendrick's YouTube page and specifically comments about Drake on Kendrick's YouTube page heavily in this new revised lawsuit. Heavily. Wasn't there before. It's there now. Bitch. Number 5. Drake is scared. Drake is scared that Kendrick is going to drop another diss track. Throughout the lawsuit, he has now added in that Kendrick keeps alluding to the fact, rabbit hole goes deep, I can go further, I promise. That Kendrick keeps alluding to the fact that he has additional information that he has not disclosed about Drake. He's scared for that man to say his name because he knows that the public will believe Kendrick and take it literally. They will interpret whatever Kendrick says literally. Number 4. He used this nigga's government name in a court document in reference to the Grammys and the hug and dap up between him And was it Lucian? Somebody at UMG? Government name. They also said that Dre is Kendrick's longtime executive producer, but we know they get things wrong. Wop, 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 wop. But government name, government name called out Dre in the lawsuit. Oh, look at that. It's blank. That would be the one that I missed. Oh God. And then there's this. Drake has made significant adjustments. And again, we'll get into the details. We're just running it down real quick. Drake has made significant detailed changes to the payola and illegal businesses practices area of his lawsuit. Okay. The person that was on Livingston Allen's live stream claiming he got paid $5,000 and generated $30 million, that's been struck out, I do believe. Let's review. I misspoke last night when I said Drake filed his lawsuit in November. Child, it was late. Okay. I got up at 5:30 yesterday, and this motherfucker didn't drop that shit until like 7:48 my time last night. November is when he filed all of his petitions. January is when he filed his lawsuit. He filed his lawsuit in January, naming a bunch of reactors and quoting their comment sections for anything having to do with, allegations against Drake, people's perspective about Drake, and then anti-Semitic comments as well. And then many of those people who are responsible for those channels took to the airwaves and made several comments. And I said at the time, you can expect to get subpoenaed at the very least. And you might never know this. Drake's lawyers are going to subpoena YouTube for several things, but they're going to subpoena YouTube for information about your channel, data, money, etc. about your channel. And, so y'all can go and check who said what. I'm not going to get into it, okay? You can see the faces, all right? Drake has revised his lawsuit to name everybody that you see explicitly as confirming his allegations. And what I said at the time was you can expect subpoena. You can also expect that you're going to see your words from what you're saying right now to show up in something that Drake files in the future. We know from other filings that when UMG was trying to get the stay, and they filed a bunch of stuff, one of the things that they said in there is that Drake's lawyers have already served civil subpoenas on at least 4 other entities. And this was weeks ago. And I said at the time that I would imagine that those are YouTube, Apple, Spotify, and I think I might have said the NFL. I can never remember what the 4th one was. But anyway, I was like, streamers are central to this. People thought the streamer issue went away when he dropped the payola petition. He folded all of that shit into his lawsuit, as we've seen and gone over several times. I read it live, run it back. So now he is saying explicitly that the statements that these people have made since they realized that they were in a lawsuit, confirmed. You're definitely going to get a subpoena. You're cited as confirming in a section that has to do with federal investigations and criminality and untoward business practices and payola on radio and favoritism and whitelisting behind the scenes on various reactor platforms and social media platforms. He has put you front and center, and your platforms front and center, and your words front and center. Your words front and center. These people confirm it. So I'm going to say my little for funsies prediction again about this lawsuit and what's going to happen with the motion to dismiss. My for funsies prediction, and I've said this before, but this for me, last night, I was like, oh yeah, I'm sticking with my for funsies prediction, which is that there's still a lot to see, right? UMG is going to revise their motion to dismiss. They're going to file that by May 7th. Drake is going to respond to that. UMG is going to respond to that. So we've got at least two more documents coming from UMG in the next 3 weeks. And then other things could pop up on the docket. But just in terms of does this case go or stay, we've got at least 2 more documents coming from UMG. So I said I can imagine a world where UMG is successful in getting rid of defamation of character and harassment, but they are not successful in getting payola and other untoward business practices dismissed. As soon as people whose names came up in the lawsuit started speaking publicly, I was like, it's a rapido. Payola's, in my mind, Payola's going to go forward. Because now fact-finding has to happen to determine what did such and such mean exactly when they said that? What did this person mean exactly when they said it? What day did they say it? What does the back-end data show? They're not going to come to you and ask you for your data. They're not going to take your word for it. They're going to submit a subpoena directly to YouTube and say, we want this from these channels. And they're going to compare everything that's available on the public record to everything that's in the data. They're going to use that for additional discovery, and they're going to use that for depositions. They want people to speak on the record, whether it's in a deposition or in a trial, in their language. Not as people have been saying it on YouTube, where terms and definitions get conflated and confused. In their language, where they design the question. They want answers. And this is who they say confirms it. Huge problem for UMG. Huge problem. Okay. Back to my little notes. Number 2, Kendrick Lamar's Grammys were bought and purchased for Not Like Us by UMG. Oh shit, I tagged this, so I gotta show it. It's the live crew mug. I don't get a strike for fucking up. All 5. Bought and paid for. And number one. The Super Bowl halftime show was orchestrated and designed by UMG with the sole intention of assassinating the character of Drake. No other reason. No other reason. That's the whole reason. The whole reason why Kendrick Lamar performed at the Super Bowl halftime show is because he's a puppet. And was more than willing to be used by UMG to assassinate Drake's character. And they hope that this is the first and last time that the NFL allows itself to be a party to one artist performing for the sole purpose of fucking up another artist, because people didn't know this song who watched the halftime show. They didn't know it. And not only did they not know Not Like Us, they didn't know any of Kendrick's other songs. As a matter of fact, Kendrick has never had another song in his entire discography that is as successful as Not Like Us. Because Not Like Us was illegally propped. So on the one hand, 9 billion people have heard this shit or seen it. Meaning the song, the video, the image. And people will believe the words coming out of his mouth if he drops another diss track. On the other hand, they don't even know this nigga. They ain't never heard that song before the Super Bowl, and they didn't know any other fucking song that Hard R performed before he performed that song. Kendrick's music isn't that popular. Y'all hit that like button. It's over 600 of you in here. Let's make it happen, Captain. I think they should countersue for entrapment. I think they should argue entrapment in their motion to dismiss. It's looking entrapment-y, as I said last night. Yay! Thank you, DMV doll, for the $5 contribution. Congrats on 16K subs. Look what y'all done did. Look what the good Lord done made on this beautiful morning. Y'all making lemonade out of this biscuit head's lemons. I appreciate that. Thank you. Be more girl. Hey. Thank you, ABSA, for your thorough research and breakdown of these documents. You're welcome. Queen Medina, member for 4 months. Gang, about that life. ABSA was right. This nigga is now a full-time streamer. Go listen to Not Like Us and then stream the music video for I almost said Gloria. Luther. Cheo, the labracity. One proud glamour. Wow, Labry is trying to erase the existence of Not Like Us. My audio looks like it's working. My light is green. Nothing is muted. A classic moment forever. Thank you. Refresh your page, darling. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Where do y'all want to start? Where do y'all want to start with this shit? You tell me. I don't even know. Gang, gang. Well, that's just a consistent theme. I don't know, man. There's I was thinking about this morning. People think that, well, let me say this. A lot of people get a lot of satisfaction about being right. And let's not pretend that I don't. Okay? Let's not pretend that I don't. But in strategy, the end goal of being right is not I was right. The end goal of being right is, by being right meaning as you were figuring out what the probabilities could be in a scenario, typically there's more than one. So you could be right about any of those. You're not just like, well, this could happen, well, this could happen, well, this could happen. The whole reason why you determine probabilities is that so that you can then foreplan what you do if any of those things happen, so that you have your assets and your resources ready to go. And so I hope that people don't say anything. Which just sounds absurd. At least one of these people is gonna say something. But I would say, for your own sanity, okay, and to reduce the messiness in your own, for your own platform, don't talk. Because Aubrey is a Fed, and everything you say can and will be used against you by him. And the ship has sailed on this shit. The ship has sailed. There is nothing that you can say. Okay. Your fair use lawyer cannot help you here. So there is nothing that you can say publicly to walk this back. If you are serious, get an extremely qualified attorney. Figure out what is in your best interest in this situation. Hire, consult with several, and hire. This is not your fair use copyright, how you set up your, little back end business for streaming attorney. Because the thread is being pulled. And you have no idea how many things in your life and in the life of your platform that are otherwise private that are attached to that thread that Drake the Fed Pat Down Poppy is pulling right now. And again, if UMG is somehow able to get all of this dismissed, great. Do I still think Drake is trying to signal the feds? Yes, he does it again in this lawsuit. As I said before when I was running it down, these people's names come up in a section where he is talking about current 2020, 2025 FCC investigations. He can spit. And hit Pennsylvania Avenue. He can spit and hit Pennsylvania Avenue. So somebody in a chat came up with it. Y'all come up with them, and I file them back, you know, because I'm not. That's why I always be like, chat, help me out. I think it started in the Discord, which, by the way, if you're a member on YouTube, go over to the post tab, get into the Discord. And then I brought it over here because it's just so good. Pat Down Poppy. It's so good. And so here's the other thing. So let me say this. One of the things that I've heard the most is, well, in some of the comments that these people have made, they've talked about what was allowed for Drake's music. Right? What was allowed on their videos with regards to Drake's music before and during the beef. So let me speak to that. Drake has clearly decided, okay, people do what works for them. So the first thing that you have to understand is, for folks who are like, does he not understand how this looks? What you don't understand is, and I'm saying this in the tone of Drake, what you don't understand is that Drake is a victim and you have it all wrong. That's what you don't understand. You don't get it. That's where he's at. He is a victim. So how it looks to you, you don't get it. So he doesn't care how it looks to you. Was his music botted or not botted? Can it be tied to him directly? Because if a label entity did it on his behalf, then it doesn't matter. He doesn't care if his music gets caught up. He doesn't care. He may not have thought of this, lawyers have. If he didn't send the payment, if he wasn't a part of the conversation, if he can't be tied to it directly, and he would know, then whoever did it on his behalf, they're not going to fall on the sword. He's going to throw you on the sword. You know, like those little birds. You ever see those little nature documentaries? Those little birds go and get a lizard out in the desert. Little tiny bird. And then they bring it over to a spiky tree or a fence, and they impale that motherfucker on there. That's what Drake's doing. Yes. Depends on who paid. Depends on if it can be proven that they're tied to it or they knew about it. Rate of April, the literal definition of if I'm going down, then everyone is going down with me. Nasty work. He sure did, Shea MC. Or Shea. Or Shay. Hi. He started a beef, then went on stage with bullet holes in his shirt like he was attacked out of nowhere, but is still standing. Yeah, he's a victim. Effin Sweet says, I believe his downward spiral began long before. The battle has accelerated it. I agree. Shout out to everybody who's watching. Hit that like button, if you will. We're recounting the 10 most what the fuck moments in Drake's lawsuit, including the fact that he cites these people as his sources for confirming illegal business practices based on their statements made since he filed his lawsuit. Blue serendipity, I love this. In all seriousness, isn't, quote, alarm and annoyance, end quote, the everyday experience of a lot of Black people? I mean, he acts like that's life ending, but dealing with actual malice and caucasity is way worse. And then people have asked about this. Luana says, I want to see him try and prove it wasn't actually him who sent the stay on stream message, but someone not employed by him, someone from UMG. That's going to be in UMG's response. UMG, listen the fuck up. I swear to God, you need to argue the interpretation of law, and you need to tit for tat, body for body this motherfucker on everything. We ain't got time for this foolish now. We need to let this boy know. Get from around here now. Get from around here now. So, that's my take. I think that ship has sailed, and unfortunately, if all of this moves forward, these folks and others, okay, but this was new, and we're talking about the new stuff. Whether it comes down to you getting a subpoena directly for a deposition or them going for your metrics and monetary information and subpoenaing anybody who works for anybody who they think may have communicated with streamers or reactors for communications. Their side of the communications with y'all. Wow, J.O. For the literary reference, this might be the comment of the week. You're really warming my heart. Y'all drop them little book emojis. Quick self promo. Okay, get back in business here. So yeah, that was shocking to see. This is why I said the whole thing about predicting things, is because even when you come up with a probability of we're going to see this in the lawsuit, There's not a lot of satisfaction in, God damn it, I fucking told you. And also, you're still shocked when things happen. Okay? All right. When I say 8 weeks ago, 10 weeks ago, if you want to talk about my real job, Donald is going to start deporting Americans to El Salvador and Venezuela. And then you look at this week, probabilities, babe. It's my bag. Gang, gang. Oh. We got a book coming, y'all. Got a book coming. All right. What else in this list of top 10s do you want to hear me talk about? We're talking about the 10 most what the fucks in Drake's revised lawsuit. Not even close. Yeah, UMG hasn't even let out the dragon yet. Not even close. I need them to unleash everything. I knew who used bots. Of course he used bots. He absolutely used bots. I was like, no. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's not good. I feel very good about it. I knew it was him. I knew the whole time. That's the only way that he could win against Kendrick Lamar. You didn't know? What, you didn't know? Oh, baby, I rebuke that like the devil himself. Let's stay on focus. I was cracking up at myself when I was chaptering it up. I was like, girl, you are delirious. Right? It does. It really does. My Budden is my Nixon. um So, yes, added into the lawsuit is Joe Budden from Joe Budden TV. You all know the episode where he talks about he knew, and of course he's not surprised because that's the only way Kendrick Lamar could win a battle against Drake. And so, yeah, he is cited as somebody who would obviously yes, baby. Who obviously knows. He takes the majority of shit out of context. First name. Hi, beautiful. How you doing? Thanks for watching. It's a lot of bitch, Mike. It's a lot of bitch. I don't even know what else to say about this, quite honestly. Except for this nigga about to be insufferable. The alco for me is my bitch. That shit don't even pop up for me, cause no. I don't think that's gonna happen. He positioned Joe in such a way that he doesn't have to shut up. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. We'll just wait and see. somebody's mama. Isn't he already insufferable? Bless his heart. You think so, first name? Why is that? I do remember him because y'all tell me. I do remember, and because I read a lot of fucking news, and Joe makes the news. So I do remember that there was a rant. I didn't see it, so that's not shade. That's how it was described in the news about Drake and the lawsuit. Mimi Angel. So if Joe is a reliable source, so him talking about him liking young girls is true, right? So NLU was stating facts. Child, the fucking Judes, I agree. Joe will be mad. K-Way. No, he won't. He loves the publicity. Okie dokie. Joe loves the clout. The viewers, their next episode is going to get, he's going to love it. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking as well. Joe said, don't diss me when you are down, and went off. Okay, yeah, I remember seeing that in the news, but I didn't watch it because I don't care. I don't care about this either. So I don't know. I think a lot of people here's what I'll say. My observation now and previously, just looking at the comment section, a lot of people have a lot of perspectives about Joe and whether or not he's impartial in the situation. And him being added in the context that he has been added will feed that. And people do what works for them. They thought it was beneficial. That's why they put it in there. So they don't give a shit if he's mad or not. But he's not in the same position as the sources, right? Where there's money and, allegedly untoward back-end deals between streaming platforms and streamers and record labels. He be on that conspiracy bullshit because he's a Fed. No, they didn't. They issued a public statement. They will respond in a court filing, and I will read it. I don't care about their public statement. Good point, Doctor. Okay. Joe's advantage over the streamers is that he probably has real lawyers. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They're a phone call away. Okay. What else? Yeah, he didn't take Screw out. I also saw when I was chaptering it up in the replay that people were saying there was a whole section in here about Lucian Grange and his son, and that none of that shit was in the original lawsuit, and it's not in this. I don't know who y'all be listening to, but I know they can't read. And Screw was never in it. But No Life has been in it from the beginning. And now he's been squarely positioned along with the other people that you saw. That's a conflict of interest. You don't need to be nice and help other people with their bullshit. You need to guard your own house and take care of your own shit. We don't adopt other people's stuff. Screw was on that op list, but not any lawsuit. Yeah, that was dumb shit. Baby, that's a nuclear option. They're holding that one back for a while. Ian, something interesting is that both Drake and UMG sidestep Meet the Grams. The former, not surprising. The latter, kind of surprising. Have you heard it? It's lethal. Okay? Whoever types that into a court document is going to need to be prayed up, spiritually guarded. No, it's I think it's so heavy. And I think there's strategic reasons on both parts. Okay, so what else on this? List. I already said that. So they said it now. That's great. I said it a while ago and been saying it since. I don't care about public statements. I care about court documents. I don't care what they said publicly. It has no sway in my brain at all. And anybody could have said this shit to him. Danny Molek asked, does Joe's disclaimer that he puts at the start of every podcast hold any weight? It shows that he's got access to real lawyers. We'll just go with that, okay? I'm faking it till I make it. We only deal with what's on the docket. It doesn't matter. Everything's fair play in the beef. Because Meet the Grams has been added to the record. Because it's been referenced by UMG. And it'll get referenced again. But they won't go into it until a real critical point. And I shudder to think what that is. Okay, I know I asked this already, so I'm sorry if I missed it, but what else on this list of things do y'all want to talk about? Okay, this is a good one. Paying for Grammys. Holy shit. Yeah. He said this, alluded to it. I mean, he basically said it. He said as much in his original filing. His lawyers have said as much in discovery when we saw for Drake's first round of discovery requests. They asked about compensation for nominations and wins. In the revision, they just basically say very clearly that through means of untoward business practices, leveraging relationships, and various forms of compensation, Kendrick won Grammys. There's no way that on its own merits, he won 5 Grammys, is basically what they say. On information and belief, he could have heard it from a biscuit head down the street. He offers no evidence whatsoever. He offers no evidence whatsoever. He doesn't offer any evidence about anything except for his sources. That's pretty solid evidence. But he offers no evidence. He says that he believes that this is what happened. He believes that UMG orchestrated Not Like Us getting Grammy nominations. He believes that UMG orchestrated Not Like Us winning 5 Grammys. He believes that UMG orchestrated Kendrick performing at the Super Bowl halftime show so that he would perform that song so that it would help assassinate Drake's character. That was the whole point of having Kendrick perform at the Super Bowl. Me, 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 me. Me, 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 me. Me, 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 me. Me, 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 me. Me, 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 me. Yeah, we just talked about this. This is his central angle. There are a couple other, but this is his central angle. He cites these people and their statements that they made after he filed his lawsuit in videos. He cites them as proof. He still has a pay for play on radio in there. Direct pay to Spotify was struck out, but it was just generalized to streaming platforms. And a couple other things. There's a link in the description of this video to last night's live, so you can run it back and get all the juicy details. I chaptered it up real good, so you can cut straight to whatever section it is that you want to learn more about. John Denton. What the fuck is going to be his reaction? Mr. Denton, sir, how you doing? The chat last night had nothing but appreciation for you and your Meet the Grams reaction, which I have seen several times. It should be in the Louvre, right next to Skips from We Are Deciphered. That's my impression of John. What the fuck? What the fuck? All I said was, and now you want to put me in your lawsuit. That's all I got. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? There it is. Shea Mac, MC, says they needed to add a white person because people pointed out the first one was all black YouTubers. They said, eeny, meeny, miny, John. John. This is it right here, I'm telling you. According to Aubrey's lawsuit, revised, filed last night, and things that we've seen ourselves since he filed his first lawsuit, he cites the statements of these people as participants, beneficiaries. Let me say that. When I say participants, I don't mean untoward, as if they were scheming. So, beneficiaries of whatever scheme there was, whoever was responsible for it, UMG, YouTube, Interscope, their statements prove his allegations, according to him. King Jams. John Denton's favorite artist is The Weeknd. I can see why they added him. Do I agree with what? And what else on this list y'all want to talk about? Let me see here. What else we got? We got that blank one. Oh, God. I know, me too. That's why I'm like, let me get a visual going for everybody. We got this. We got this nigga clearly scared. He's clearly scared. Somebody said this last night in the chat, so shout out to you. I pulled this from you. Your Honor, he said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 5. He is so worried about this nigga saying his name again. And I can tell you, as somebody who deals with people who engage in fuckery, there is nothing more satisfying than somebody bending the motherfucking knee or running and hiding like a bitch. And one of their key demands is, please don't say my name, because people are going to believe what you say about me. Oh, it's so satisfying. Now, some of you may be like, what does it matter that he added Kendrick's YouTube page to this lawsuit? First of all, there's a lot of sneak dissing against Kendrick. There's a lot of insulting Kendrick, his music, his catalog, his career, everything in this revised lawsuit. But he's trying to weaponize Kendrick against Kendrick without suing him, because he's a bitch. So adding several references and quotes pulled from comments on Kendrick's YouTube is a shot at Kendrick, while at the same time adding to the lawsuit. Kendrick keeps saying he has more information. They're trying to pressure UMG to not publish anything else Kendrick says about this man. So he's trying to insult him. He's trying to take a shot at him. And he's trying to muzzle him by saying to UMG, this shit is a lie. But people believed it. And this motherfucker told people that he has more information about me that he hasn't disclosed. How I read all of that is he's trying to send the message to UMG, don't publish this nigga's music about me. And I'm not even going to dignify this with a response. And we already talked about that. I think this is where we started. So let's see what else. So I didn't put these two together on purpose, but now that I look at them with more awake eyeballs, I'm like, yeah, doctor, sir. Yes, he did. He looking up at Kenny like, this motherfucker done said my government name in a court document. He sure did. He got beef with Dre for dapping up whoever it was. He dapped up during the Grammys while the song was playing in the background. That's the context of which Dr. Dre's name comes up as, quote unquote, Kendrick Lamar's longtime executive producer. When? What did he executive produce that was Kendrick's? And then, yeah, this was all about assassinating his character. Wasn't no other reason. Wasn't no other reason that little short king right there, that little Tasmanian Bompton assassin right there, wasn't no other reason that he performed at the Super Bowl. The only reason he performed at the Super Bowl was because UMG orchestrated it so that they could continue to assassinate Drake's character. And oh my God, the children. The children saw this. What about the children? That's in there too. That's an honorable mention. What about the children? Yeah. What about your children? Sumar, GUSA, $5 donation. Thank you. Weaponizing public comments was a self-owned for Drake too, because I've seen his fans say pretty violent and disgustingly untrue things as well. Oh, it's about to go down. Dropping knowledge bombs, $10. Thank you. Drake is using the classic manipulation tactic known as DARVO: deny, attack, reverse, victim, and offender. Yep. Tia Monique. Apps that don't care about all the people I don't. Gang. Dropping knowledge bombs. Remember, 3 months. Drake is using the... oh, I did that one already. Damn it. Another $5 donation. Thank you. Doing the double dunno because I'm still verklempt. Love that word. That Drake tried to say 20 plus Grammy and Pulitzer Prize award winning Kendrick Duckworth has no clout. Ms., thank you for the $10 donation. Trying to rig the game. It's giving Heritage Foundation. Oh! 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 You're a man after my heart. That's what you are. I like you. I like you. That's a great one. T-Mac, $5. Thank you, beautiful. Hoping UMG has sense to allude to Lobbery recently hanging out with Top 5, who has made multiple death threats against Kendrick. Baby, the discovery and interrogatories on Top 5, I fantasize about it. I do. Another $5 donation. Thank you. All of the Karen Toot aside, I still can't get over Drake thinking that he can call himself anywhere near as talented as MJ. Numbers don't equal talent, my guy. That, no truer words. Frank Tikas, thank you for the $2 donation. Narcissistic manipulation equals Drake's perpetual MO. Myrna with a $5 donation. His lawyers are saying he's emotionally suffering. Can UMG bring up all his postings and streaming, laughing, and having a great time? Yeah, they can also, and they haven't at this point in time because HIPAA was private medical records have initially been addressed in what they will be going for in discovery, and it looked like they said they won't be going after Drake's medical records. I would. He said he suffered emotional harm. Prove it. Prove it. But yeah, bringing up his streamings, Nokia video, everything. Yes, yes. I think their motion to dismiss is going to be robust. Be more girl. Another $10. Fuck a rap battle. This is a long life battle with yourself. God damn. All right, I think we caught up. Thank you to everybody for your donations. Skin Thread Lightly says, or SKN, sorry, UMG needs to turn up the heat. This clown is getting way out of order. Well, babe, we got 3 weeks to go. Now, something else could happen in the interim. We saw Biscuit Head enter the docket and then get summarily kicked out the other side of it. But no, in terms of the parties actually involved in the case, something completely unrelated to that could come on. I mean, well, it's all related, but something new could come on to the docket that they want to argue about or that has become an issue in that 3 weeks. But, oh man, I got eyelash on my eyeball. So UMG has until May 7th to file their response to this. And then Drake has until May 28th-ish, I believe, to respond to UMG's new motion to dismiss or revised motion to dismiss. And then by June 11th is the final response. And then June 30th, there's a hearing in front of the judge to argue motion to dismiss. And I know, as I said before, at the very beginning of this live, for people who thought or who think because UMG lost the stay for discovery, that Drake instantly has Kendrick's contracts, that's not true. Discovery goes until February of next year. So they're going to give him a whole lot of what he asked for, but not a whole lot of what he wants, starting off. There was something else I was going to say about that. Oh, Something else that is new in this document, again, I only did a top 10 for y'all, but something else that is new in this document is Drake does allude to UMG contracts. More. What's in what is standard bearer language in a UMG contract? And no, I don't believe that he got that from Kendrick's contract. I think they pulled that from his own contract and added that to the lawsuit. But we'll find out eventually. So let's just take it one day at a time. There are a lot of people who seem to think that a judge's job is to make a decision based on their own opinion. And that's not a judge's job. That's called bias. A judge's job is to evaluate the case on the merits of the law. And that's it. And that's why you see such drastically different narratives. That's why you see Drake not talking about a beef. He doesn't talk about any of his fucking tracks. He doesn't put any context around this happening. He was attacked by Kendrick Lamar. That's how this starts. He was attacked by Kendrick Lamar. The song is Kendrick physically threatening him bodily harm. Not in general, by Kendrick. So he's scared of him on a few different levels. He's scared of Kendrick actually whooping his ass, because that's how he interprets the song, according to his lawsuit. He interprets it as a literal, direct, physical threat from Kendrick to him. So he's a little bitch boy. He's scared, physically, of Kendrick. He is scared of randos in the public. And he's also scared for Kendrick to utter his name in another diss track. I don't think he thinks about that motherfucker at all. Sacred high five to you for that. I don't think he thinks about this motherfucker at all. When everybody was all up in this hype about when he first sued, Kendrick needs to drop a diss track. Kendrick needs to sue. Whitney needs to sue. Kendrick needs to stop him from getting his contract. And this is illegal. Y'all don't know what you're talking about. Okay. So just take a deep breath. Calm down. But I don't think he thinks about this dude. Hardly never. I think he gets professional, bullet-pointed briefs from his attorneys as needed and keeps it fucking pushing. So, will his attorneys probably let him know that he is becoming more central in this lawsuit? And the accusations around his work are becoming more central in the lawsuit? Probably. This nigga said your Grammys were bought and you were a puppet for the Super Bowl. And also, he's citing your shit, your platform, people on your channel. So yeah, I'd want to know that. And then I'd go, make the kids breakfast. Get ready for tour rehearsal. Is he stressing? I don't fucking think so. Does he care if Drake gets his contract? I don't fucking think so. No. I don't think he gives a shit. I don't think he has anything to fucking hide. Let's also remember that, because there are going to be, there are people who have been saying like, and now UMG is about to settle. Well, for those of you who want to put weight into what they said in their public statement today, you could take that as an indicator that they're not going to settle. I take what they said on the court record as an indicator that they're not going to settle, because both sides came together and filled out a document together and they submitted it to the judge together. And in that document, they say, we won't even fucking discuss settlement. We're not going to arbitration. We're not going to mediation. We're going to fucking trial. Both sides say that. To take it a step further, Drake won't even entertain a conversation about settlement until he sees Kendrick Lamar's contract. It's in writing. I read it live in a document here. He won't even discuss settlement. Not even a possibility. Those are his conditions. One of them. It's the first one on the list. And then there's another section where the parties can identify any evidence that they are willing to just exchange on the back end that might aid in getting to a settlement discussion. So Drake is saying, I need Kendrick's contract and these other 10 things before I'll even discuss it. And UMG's like, well, we're not offering you shit. Go fuck yourself. CNI Plus. Watch when we all find out that Kendrick is really not doing anything wrong and Drake to date has been. Show me your splits. I'll make sure I double back with you. Nigga gave you his word. I feel like Kendrick's word is his bond. I don't know him, but I just feel like his word is his bond. He said, show me your splits. I'll make sure I double back with you. You was signed to a nigga that was signed to a nigga that said he was signed to that nigga. Tried to cease on assist and desist on the Like That record? Oh no, you don't like that record? Back to back. I like that record. I'm a channel that chick Angel. I like yours. How come you didn't like mine? I liked that one. You didn't like mine? That shit had me crying. Oh, I love her so much. Gang gang for older black women. Holding it down on the internet. She be fucking killing me. I've made myself very clear. So I'm not worried. I had my own pre-existing opinions about Drake's issues. That's exactly why I even started this channel. Strategist breaks down Drake's 99 new problems. And in the book, I recount what it was that I saw that made me go, oh, he's in the afterlife. Oh, shit, it's bad. Oh, my God, the domino effect that's going to happen because this biscuit head decided, I don't respect hard R's, especially that little short one from the West Coast. Yeah, fuck him in particular. First, last, biggest, life-ending mistake. You biscuit head. No, I don't think they're trying to get him to back down. We're past that. They said he fondled a 17-year-old girl in a court document. And then they said that he had a friendship, in quotation marks, with an underage actress. Keep her name out of the chat. Y'all know who it is. You don't need to say her name. Leave her the fuck alone. They're past that. They're past that. One of the things that is revised in Drake's lawsuit that I noticed and called out last night, all of the reactors that were in it initially are still there. Okay? And what they have done is they've gone through each section. They had numbers, data attached to each of those people. How many subscribers they had. How many people had watched their videos. They go through and they update all of those numbers. Not just because it's a current accurate reflection, and so current information in the document, but because it's damages. He's got 25 pages of links to TikTok videos. 25 pages in an attachment, in an exhibit. 25. Pages of links. So, that ship has sailed. He's fucked. Because they're tracking numbers to figure out what they would ask a jury for. The song and the video have been heard or viewed over 9 billion times. According to data yesterday. They said all of their data is as of yesterday. So Drake could say, I want 25 cents per view, per play. How much money is that? Do you know how much money that is? That's a lot of money. What if it's 50 cents per play or view? What if it's 75 cents per play or view? Neither UMG nor their insurance company wants to deal with that. They're going to fuck him up to the best of their ability. And they're going to take every swing that they possibly can in their response. Their first order of business is to get this dismissed. And if they can't do that, gloves never come back on after that. Never. Hello, Governor. Thank you for the £2 contribution. Self-control not to clown over 39 tour stops. I don't know, man. This nigga say Drake straight to camera. I just feel like he's gonna be antagonistic. He's not gonna sue Kendrick. None of that in this lawsuit has changed. He's not going to sue him. He's scared of him. And Kendrick knows it. That's why he did that shit at the Super Bowl. Because what's he going to do? He's a little bitch boy. What's he going to do? Nothing. He's scared. And Kendrick knows he's scared. And he thinks he's a pariah. And this lawsuit is dangerous. So if he goes 39 tour stops and don't say shit, I'll be really surprised. There is no settlement. I've recounted this several times. I've read a court document. They're not discussing settlement. They told each other to fuck off. And Drake said, if you want me to consider settling, I need Kendrick's contract. There is no settlement. He said he want to box Kendrick behind closed garage doors. He know good and well he get bopped in the nose once. He calling foul. He calling foul. Yes. Hey, Kiki. Good to see you, beautiful. Yeah, he's mad. He played it 5 times at the pop out. He's mad. Nigga hates us. And he hates him. He's jealous of him. He's scared of him. Yeah, I just, Cass, trying to pressure UMG not to publish Kendrick's response is a bit redundant when anything he says on stage is going to end up uploaded from 20 different angles. And, sometimes the spirit just catch you. The spirit just catch you in the moment. You don't plan to say the thing, but you're in the zone, and God knows the Grand National Tour has got in the zone fucking songs. You just be in the zone, and the next thing you know, you're screaming titties. The official program has ended. If you're new here and you're like, what the fuck? It's a long story, okay? But who doesn't like a little bit of morning titty? Nice. Keeps my brain sharp, trying to figure out how am I going to sneak this one in this time. uh, yeah. Yeah, I remember. Rose Clemens. This is a false premise. Good morning. Thank you for being here. Love ya. Let me put you at ease. Okay? Rose says, what the fuck? I added that part. It's taken so long for the culture to cancel this man. It's obvious he doesn't belong. Drake not mad. He's mad and hurt. Rhetorical question, define the culture. Okay. We never invited him. The collective we, no, we did not. Drake is a product of colonization and cultural appropriation. He is an industry product of colonization and cultural appropriation. Those things don't ask permission. They don't need permission. They don't consult with us. What they do is find the weakest amongst us who may be popular and exploit them to carry Drake over the guardrails that they already fucking trampled on. The majority of people who listen to him are white. So it ain't got nothing to do with us. We didn't make him. And it's not our responsibility to take him on now. The only thing that we can do as individuals is decide, not my algo. Not my algo. Not your music, not your videos, not your antics, nothing. Not my algo. I think YouTube might melt down off of my computer if I searched for a Drake video and started to play it. It'd be like, oh my God, she's unwell. Good morning. Ready to learn? Aren't his claims contradictory? Either it has mass impact and reach, or the reach is artificially stimulated by UMG. So it didn't actually reach that many people because the engagement is mostly bots. Yes. He contradicts himself. Yes, he does. Yes. Next question. Angie Lady, $20 contribution. Thank you, beautiful. This reminds me of what happened to Diddy after the... I don't remember how to pronounce DG, but lawsuit. And suddenly all the skeletons came out of the closet. All of Drake's dirty laundry is going to get aired if this lawsuit doesn't wind up getting dismissed. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Don't disagree with you there. You reek, $2 contribution. I might write this for the docket. That's cute. He says doctorate, though. Hate to break it to you. D2B2, thank you for the $5 contribution. Kenny KO's Drake like Pesci did to that big southerner dude in My Cousin Vinny. He really does. Luana Jamie, and any hip hop content creator who's responsible should never even bring Drake's name up ever again. Audrey, Pat Down Poppy, yes, talk about him, but Drake, no, never even heard. I watch the pop up. I still watch my favorite reactions. Especially as I've been working on this book, because I don't know if I said this before. So let me be very clear. Some of y'all are in the book. Yeah. Okay. All right. But yeah. It's one of my favorite things. It's one of my favorite decompressions is watching videos I've already seen 50 times. Mm-hmm. Good morning, beautiful. 1988 Jeffy. Don't hate watch him. Or anybody else. Or anybody else. I'm looking at your comments. Yeah, I don't care about the public statements. Cute, but I don't care. Come back here. Okay? Like this video, first of all. Subscribe, turn on your notifications for the channel, and then make sure your notifications are on for YouTube on your phone. And set a calendar. Okay? May 7. UMG's revised motion to dismiss, baby. We are gonna be here, okay? And they're not gonna pull no 8 p.m. bullshit. They gonna drop that shit first thing in the morning, like civilized people do, like respectful civilized people do. Damn near had me in my fucking bonnet on here last night. But if you've ever seen me read a court document live, it's gonna be a show. You will be informed and entertained. Bitch, I said what I said. If this fool takes the stand, it will be the best show on earth. Bitch, listen. If this shit goes to trial, we're gonna have a fundraiser because I'm gonna have to go to New York. Okay? I mean, obviously, I have to. Obviously, I'm gonna have to go. Right? We agree? Right. Okay, good. Good discussion. Good discussion. Good job, everybody. I'm glad that we figured that out. Thank you very much. Thank you. Seriously. If this shit goes to trial, I'm gonna be like, so where my New York viewers at? Help me figure out where I'm staying. How much it costs, where I am and am not flying into. Where we gonna eat? Who gonna join me for a first night dinner? They said that they predict the trial is gonna be 3 weeks. I think that is a fucking joke. I think that's way too short, but that's fine that they have decided to be conservative with their estimate. I think they'll update that estimate as the year goes on if this is not dismissed. That's a good idea. See? Hive mind. I got the best live squad. Live crew good. Get you a live crew mug. I'm on it. That's you. Right there. That's you. That's a biscuit. Right there. We got other little snackies. And then that's me. I'm in a spaceship. Fuck Katy Perry. I'm an astronaut. You really should. Okay? You really, really should. Because with all the other shit that's going on in the world, I don't give a fuck about celebrities' problems. That's why you've been seeing less and less content. And I saw some comments this morning of like, oh my God, oh thank God you've been writing a book. I thought you were going to quit. We don't know what's going to happen with the channel, okay? The first goal has always been get to a year. A year is July 4, 2025. Let's just get there. And let's get this damn book dealt with. And we'll see where we go from there. Okay? But yes, scripted videos. Well, the content is diversifying. There will be Cut the Feed, which is video content. That will be on Patreon. There's Chapter and Verse, the book club, and the first book. It's on Patreon. We will continue to have lives here. We will have member-only lives. And, we'll just see how it goes. Okay? But if I had to put together a scripted video right now, I might fight you. Because I don't want to. Couldn't think of a single fucking thing that would spark me and give me the energy required to put in that 8+ hours of work. Join the waitlist for the book. Link is in the description of this video. Click on the link. Ignore what it says about sold out and all that. Scroll to the bottom. Enter your email address. When the book is available for purchase, you will get an email. If you are a member and you want to purchase a signed copy, scroll down. At that link, enter your email address. You will get an email notification when they go on sale. We'll find out. Kyrie Johnson asks a sensible question of a nonsensical situation. So when Axe says he's been on the phone with Drake and he said this, then is he lying? How can he put him on the list if he claims they are on the phone? Rational question for an irrational situation. No, I already did. Weeks ago. When I said this motherfucker is in for it. Because discovery goes both ways. We had a lengthy conversation about what would y'all ask? What would y'all want to see? We had that discussion over several lives. Oh. Flowing. We had that discussion over several lives. I posted something on the post tab on YouTube. Said, hit me again with your questions. You filled that up. It's still there. Buy the book when it becomes available. But it's not a response, okay? And you may think, well, tomato. Nope. Apple, orange. It's a public statement. That's public relations. A response is a motion to dismiss. That will be filed on May 7th. That's a response to Drake's revised lawsuit. And I'll be here with bells on. It's been rough. It's been rough. It's been rough. But it's also held me in a real way. It's also grounded me in a really, really real way. But I'll be glad when it's over. Yes, a lot of you like to watch me read court documents and then you take notes and then you go and you have your own lives. You could just easily say, I watched abso-effing-lutely break this down. I wanted to add to, or here are my thoughts, or did y'all know? Because, the audience is vast and they travel. You look like a biscuit head if you've got people starting to fill up in your comments. Where'd you get this from? I already know. And so do they. Don't insult people's intelligence. They can see what you're doing. Nobody got this off the docket faster than me. I was literally sitting here when it dropped. And shout out to you, Alex. I saw your text messages. Baby, I was on Pacer. Okay? I wasn't on Court Listener. That was my game within a game. You know how athletes say after a while they need to come up with a game within the game to keep themselves, going and whatever. So that became my game within a game yesterday. Was I want to be able to see this document when it drops on Pacer, which is the government website. And it's always there before Court Listener. Court Listener has a lag. Sometimes it's a minute, sometimes it's 20 minutes, sometimes it's longer if something's happening with the Court Listener site. So that was my game within a game. Was I will refresh this page over a 12-hour period as many times as I have to try and get it before it hits Court Listener, where everybody else gets their alerts from, to know something has hit the docket. That's how people get alerted that there's something on the docket. You're either sitting there refreshing the fucking government website where everything is filed, or you wait until you get a ding ding notification from Court Listener. And I was like, no. This motherfucker put me through all this bullshit today. I want it first. And I paid for it. I didn't wait for it to aggregate to Court Listener to find out what's free on here, what's not. Just paid for this shit and kept it pushing. Good morning, beloved. Dearly beloved. Okay, quick story before I pop out of here. So I woke up at about 4:58 this morning. I was real irritated about it too, because the alarm was set for 7, I think. Because originally I was going to go live at 8:30. I woke up, I figured out, I'm awake. Princey was like, she moved. Breakfast. So I was like, okay, fuck it. I'll get up. And at first I was like, let me just get up, feed him. And then I was looking around and I was like, it's garbage recycle day. I'm notorious for, oh shit, running outside while the truck is coming down the street. So I was like, let me get the garbage and recycle together and out, like a fucking boss. So I gather everything up and I walk to the front door. As I'm starting to, I've got like 2 bags and there's a bunch of recycling that I got to go grab. So I've got 2 garbage bags. And I go to set them by the front door. Front door's closed. I go to set them by the front door to go grab the other shit to bring it to the front door. I set it down. So my head is about 1.5 feet away from the front door. And I hear, I said, I know that motherfucker isn't growling at me from the other side of the fucking door. What the fuck is going on? Hold on. This is going to be a problem. I'm going to be blind in a second. Give me 2 seconds, y'all. Here, look at this pretty. Okay. So, yeah. I heard, I was like, Oscar is growling at me? Something is wrong. So now I'm bracing myself. Now I'm worried. Now I'm worried that something has happened to Oscar and he can't vocalize normally. So I'm like, let me get everything ready. Let me get Princey out of here so he doesn't, rush the door. And I open the door. And there's 2 Oscars. locked in battle. I don't know how long they've been there, but I think they've been there for a while, like hours. I'm going to have to go back and look and see if anything picked up on the cameras overnight. They moved so fucking fast. I mean, like that. They were 15 yards away off the door. So they're in the street and they're next to each other and they're looking at each other. And I'm looking at them and I'm like, I couldn't tell you which one of them was Oscar. I couldn't fucking tell you. And they are growling, doing that at each other. And I'm like, well, I've never even seen another ginger. And so I walk out, try to walk over. I've been able to dissuade Oscar from a fight once. Took a lot of coaxing. I've been able to dissuade Oscar from a fight one time. But Oscar runs motherfuckers off this block. So the fact that Oscar was locked with another cat on the front door, I've never seen a cat go after Oscar before. It's always the other way around. So I'm walking and I'm like, Oscar. The other cat gets spooked and runs. They're, vocalizing at each other and they run off into the bushes. I can't see where they've gone. And I'm like, fuck, they gonna go fight. Wherever they went, they gonna go fight. And then it took, Oscar usually comes for breakfast. This was probably 5:15. Oscar usually comes for breakfast 6:30. No Oscar. Oscar came for breakfast about 7 because the motion detector went off. I was like, I marched my ass down there. Because I had already put the food out, even though he didn't come for breakfast. I was like, okay, well, I'll just put his food out. So I heard the motion detector. So first thing I want to do is see, is he okay? And then the other thing I want to do, like he can answer me, is ask some goddamn questions. Don't come here with no biscuit head bullshit on Reddit. Okay, you will get blocked. Nobody wants to hear that shit. Andre, so Oscar and Crookshanks were doing battle, huh? Oh my God. I was like, who even is that? So I went out this morning with my little coffee. And he was in his little warm house eating his breakfast. I went and I sat down on the chair, waited a couple minutes, and I called him over. He came out right away. He was wet, which I was like, what? It's warm. It's sunny. It was warm over. What the fuck are you wet for? And then I was just like, he was fine. He appeared to be perfectly fine. And, I gave him some scritches, and then he was like, well, my food is, okay, I'm out. And he went back into his little heated little hide and finished his food. But I was literally like, you want to tell me what's going on? Who started it? Who pissed off who? Why? Peace. He went and had a water bending fight. I was really out there with my coffee, like, explain to me what is going on. And he didn't answer anything. He didn't answer anything. But I was just like, I've never seen that cat before. They look, and again, they're a ways. But I was like, I couldn't tell you which one was Oscar. The same build, the same everything. And I have never seen another ginger stray here before. So now I'm obsessed. I gotta know. Who that? Who dat? And they were, I just wonder to myself, how long were they out there before I opened the door? And that cat got scared. And then they ran off. And it's so like Oscar to be like, no, 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 where you going? No, 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 no. Stand where you stood. Say what the fuck it was you said. He went after him so fast. And then they were just in the street, just at each other. And I was like, I don't know who, I don't know. I don't know. So, this is Oscar every time. Josh. Josh, other Oscar deserves an Oscar for acting like Oscar for real. For real. I don't know. Again, I've never seen this cat before. I'm like, I don't understand. I don't understand. But we'll see. Because once I spot a cat, I usually see them again. So, that was how Andre Walker, nah, you falling through this time, Oscar. For real. That was the of my morning, was just hearing that through the door. Like, what the fuck is happening on the other side of the door? So, I don't know. But we'll see. I'll keep you posted. All right, y'all. Well, that's the live for the day. Do me a favor, if you would, share this. Or share last night's. Share both of them. How about that? Okay. That'd be great. I would appreciate it very much. I hope you have a good day. I'm going to take a nap today. I know my energy is going to drop down here. And I'm going to start yawning. Cast £5 contribution. Docket repayment for winning gold in competitive pettiness. Thank you very much. I was very proud of that. Tyler, thank you, beautiful. I needed to make a playlist of your lives. Hey, knock it out. You breaking down all of these legal documents brings me joy. One ginger to another. Give Oscar my best. I sure will. I love a good feral. Yeah, yes. I've been adopted by a few over the years. Me too, Tyler. Thank you for the contribution. Nope. Thank you for the super sticker, beautiful. Appreciate it. All right, y'all. So remember, go sign up for the book, okay? Let's get that. We got a good sign up going for so far, but I want to get it up there. And share this so that the people know where the information came from, and they get to, enjoy the what the fuck along with us in the replay gang. Shout out to you all who are catching this after the live. I appreciate you. Hit that like button. Have a wonderful day. If you're not a biscuit head like Drake, your day is already better. It sure is. God damn it. Love y'all. Peace.